Good evening, Saugus. Welcome to the February Board of Trustees meeting for the Saugus Public Library. We have, because of illness and snow and other town activities, we have a short meeting tonight, so we will not have a quorum, but we can still discuss a few things. And I would like to call the meeting to order at 6:02 p.m. And if, let's see, I probably don't need to call roll. Mr. Sullivan's here, Mr. Faringo's here. Bell is, Trustee Bell's not feeling well, Trustee Murray's not feeling well, and then I think Trustee Dion was called away on town business, which those are fine excuses given the weather and what's going on. So we have a new member of Saugus TV tonight, so we have double trouble over there. And hello, folks at town, hello, Senior Center, thank you for watching our meetings, we enjoy it. So we won't have any voting items tonight, so we will just review some items that Director Tebow was kind to prepare. So Director Tebow, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director's report starts on page 1, which oddly is the second page in the packet. I met with the town manager, Mr. Crabtree, and the treasurer on January 30th to discuss our FY 2027 budget request. We had to revise a few minor salary figures, but there were no critical issues raised. And I think he's going to go ahead and forward our budget request on to the Board of Selectmen at this time. An amended copy of the final budget request is attached in the packet that you have. Noble will grow a little bit this year. On January 22nd, the 24-member libraries that comprise Noble unanimously voted to accept the Nahant Public Library as a new member, an associate member.
That's interesting, because I have a friend who lived in Nahant, and he tried to go there and ask him about Noble, and they told him they weren't part of Noble.
No, they weren't part, they were doing some OCLC network or something
okay.
like that. But
I'll let him know.
yeah, they will become an associate member on July 1st of this year. The difference between an associate member and a full member like the Saugus Public Library is basically that associate members do not get a vote at members' meetings. They can influence, if you will, debate and deliberation on topics and things like that. They can serve on working groups, but they do not have a vote as a member. So this is going to bring the Noble membership totals to 18 public libraries and 7 academic libraries. It'll be nice to have them. It's another source of somebody else's collection coming in,
Yep.
and I think it's going to be good for the consortium. And having another member join tends to lower everybody else's costs, so
Good.
we're pleased about that. Speaking of Noble, just FYI, as of November of 2025, all the libraries, all the public libraries in Noble are now fine-free. The lone holdout was Winthrop, and they saw the light, and now they're fine-free as well. The academics do charge fines, but I don't think they charge fines to public people who borrow their books. I'm not sure. I'd have to check on that.
Okay.
The strategic plan that we have been laboring on since January of last year was accepted by the Mass Board of Library Commissioners on January 16th, 1 week exactly after it was approved by this board. The action plan for the remainder of FY 2026 is attached. So we'll be talking about that in a few minutes. And as far as the updated revisions or the updated versions of the circulation policy and the inclement weather policy, 2 other things I wanted to try to bring to a vote tonight, we'll have to hold off on that, and it'll go under old business at the meeting in March.
Excellent. Yep.
And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Well, thank you, Director Tebow. Director Faringo, any comments, commentary?
No comments, no comments.
I've had great feedback on the library from folks around town, so doing a great job, Director Tebow.
Thank you.
And I hear Trustee Faringo's on 19 boards now in town, which is good. So if you're at a board meeting, you might see this guy. He's not a stalker. He's probably appointed, so FYI.
I am inevitable.
And again, you're doing great work. Again, this gavel could be yours someday. Who knows? And I don't have anything else to add because we were going to discuss some of the policy updates and changes, so we could punt those until March. I think March 12th would probably work.
Yeah, we still need to go over the action plan.
Action plan, though, okay.
Yep.
So we'll do an update on the action plan.
Okay. Pursuant to the strategic plan, this is the first action plan from that strategic plan. The action plan is sort of a list of what we're planning to do for the next 6 months, which actually began on January 1st. So we're coming into the middle of it here. So these are things that I want to get done before the end of June. I'll come back to you at the June meeting with an action plan for the second half of this calendar year, which will be the first half of fiscal year 2027. At any rate, here are the things that we're looking to do. In terms of advocating for additional full-time and part-time staff hours, particularly in children's and technical services, we're going to have to conduct a benchmark study to help set or target staffing compensation levels.
Yeah.
So my plan is to get that benchmark study done by the end of June. So we'll have that to inform us as we go into budget discussions later this year for FY 2028. Also develop succession planning and cross-training to enhance flexibility and coverage. We're going to have to determine possible staff attrition over the next 3 years. So I'll put together a projected list of attritees, if you will, and we'll have that ready to go as well. And I'm also going to do a report on projected demographic changes to help us determine future service demands. Now you'll notice that a lot of these objectives here I'm not covering tonight because we're not working on everything in the next
Yeah.
6 months. Some of the things that are on here I will be doing preliminary work on, but there's nothing measurable there, so I'm not going to talk about that. Under delivering dynamic inclusive services and programs, identify new programs for underserved population. We're going to be soliciting program ideas from the staff, the entire staff on that this year or the next 6 months. Establish assessment criteria so that we can assess program outcomes and guide future offerings. We're going to come up with a list of desired outcomes, how we're going to determine whether a program is successful or not. It sounds rather inane, but it's a really good idea. Invest in technology and digital infrastructure. We're going to replace 2 staff and 2 public PCs. We're going to we've already replaced the reference staff and tech services staff printers. And we want to increase the performance of our Wi-Fi and public printing.
Yeah.
So what we're going to work on in the next 6 months is identifying a potential new Wi-Fi vendor and obtaining a quote to upgrade the floor-to-floor cabling.
Yeah.
We have a cable that runs from basically the ground floor up to the second floor that carries the digital signal up there. We need to replace that. I've got copper there now. We're looking at maybe going with fiber optic on
Okay.
that, try to increase speeds. Optimizing library spaces for comfort, learning, and connection, increasing quiet study, meeting, and collaborative spaces. We're going to obtain some quotes for study pods, those telephone booth-like things that people can use as private, and plan distribution of study pods. So we're going to come up with 3 quotes on the study pods this next 6 months, and we'll draft a plan of where we think they'd go. Empower and invest in the library staff, provide training and in-staff working relationships and working with special needs patrons. I'm going to include that content in 2 staff training sessions, hopefully March and again in April.
Okay.
And including staff in policy revisions and creation. We're already seeking staff input in all policy and revisions creations. We'll continue to do that. So that's the big ticket items for the next 6 months, in addition to the
Excellent.
everyday stuff that we do.
Maybe we can get a free Starlink terminal too. Put that in the,
We'll see.
who knows? Maybe they're giving those out.
Give Elon a call. And
Give
see
them a
what we can
call.
do.
Who knows? Well, this is great. Yeah, thank you for making all the progress. We appreciate it. Any questions?
Nope.
Okay, we have no members of the public here tonight, so I tried to bring my son in here. He's roaming around the building somewhere. He's up in the teen room, maybe.
Behaving himself, I'm sure.
Of course. And let's see. So I would figure we could do March 12th for our next meeting. Does that work with your calendar?
March.
12th, Thursday.
It should. Let me just double check. March 12th works.
Okay, so I'll notify the trustees March 12th, do our next meeting, then we can handle some of the voting matters.
Knock out those policies.
Yeah, we talk about those policy revisions. So if I could have a motion to adjourn the meeting at 6:12 PM.
Motion to adjourn.
I guess I'll second the motion, my own motion. Motion passes unanimously, and good evening, Saugus. We'll see you in March, and everybody stay safe in the cold and the snow and all the ice. Thank you, folks.